Hey guys, Atreyu is back, and in today's video I'm going to be answering one of your questions which concerns semi-freeforming or freeforming and having hair that grows away from your locks. Let's get to it.
Atreyu is back, yeah. Atreyu is back, yeah. Atreyu is back, yeah. Atreyu.
Alright, so as I said in today's video, I'm going to be answering one of your questions. Alright, so the question came from Naturally Blessed and Loved by the Best. That's a cool name. And she wrote, "Hey bro Seb, great vid. So are you saying that you cannot semi-freeform if your hair grows away from your locks because your locks will become thin?" So I thought I said this in the video, but I understand it's kind of a confusing topic. So I was like, let me just make a video and set the record straight. No, I am not saying that if you have hair that grows away from your locks, then you cannot freeform or you cannot semi-freeform. I am proof that you can, right? I went a whole year last year without doing any maintenance. So one would say that I semi-freeformed that year. And I still have my locks. That being said, you do have to be careful and you have to pay attention to your locks. If you have hair that grows away from your locks, then they run the risk of thinning out. But that doesn't mean that there aren't things that you can do to have your cake and eat it too. So, as many of you know, one of the techniques that I love to use is the braid technique. I've spoken about it 1,000,001 times. Basically, it entails taking the new growth that did not grow into your locks and braiding it into the lock to thicken that lock back up and to get those hairs going into that lock where they should be. So if you are interested in semi-freeforming, then that is a technique that I would highly recommend, because your locks, although they may start to thin out, once you do that, they will thicken back up with time. And it's been my experience that once you use the braid technique, you don't have to use it over and over and over again, right? You just need to get those hairs going back where they need to go, and they're all set for a good while. One other thing to note is that if you do plan on going on a freeform or semi-freeform journey and you have hair that grows away from your locks are bound to not be as uniform as they would be if you were, say, on a routine where you retwisted once a month or consistently once every 2 months. Okay, because those hairs are not going into the lock. They're going to be thinner at certain points. Not dangerously thin, but when you look at the lock, the length of the lock, it's just not going to be like this perfect cylinder, right? Because the hair wasn't always there at every moment of its growth, right? It's almost like, okay, just use my toothbrush. It's almost like, okay, it's thick, 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 thick. You stop retwisting, it gets thinner, okay, but then you braid that hair in, it thickens back up. And then you stop retwisting, so it kind of thins out, but then you add the hair and it thickens back up, if that makes any sense. So once again, you can semi-freeform if you have hair that grows away from your lock. You just need to make sure that you pay attention to those locks to make sure that they don't get too thin. You need to use a technique like the braid technique to reincorporate those hairs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just continue living your lock life. Hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully it answered your question. Natural blessed. And I will see you guys in the next video. As always, please learn to love unconditionally, because loving with conditions conditions the heart to not really love at all. Semi-Freeforming is out.